Hi beautiful people, welcome back to my channel, and if this is your first time, welcome. My name is Joy. This is now my final update on my Pandat Palette 2022. My goal for this project this year is just to hit pan on all of the eyeshadows in the project. The palette that I'm working on is this Revlon Not Just Nudes, and this is the Romantic Nudes variant. As you can see already, that I managed to hit pan on all of the eyeshadows except for this third eyeshadow, which I have been saying even earlier on that I may have difficulty hitting pan on this one, and that's where I am. So I didn't hit pan on that one, but I managed to hit pan on all of the 9 eyeshadows. This one is the last eyeshadow I hit pan on. So in my previous update, I didn't have pan on that one yet. But now you can see there that I've now have a pan in there. So for this one, for this update, let me just show you or share with you how long it took me to get to this point. When I started the project, none of the eyeshadows have pan in it, but you can tell that it's been used. Like this eyeshadow, there seems to be some dent in there. This one as well. These two as well, and I think this one as well. So those eyeshadows, there's usage. You can tell there's usage. So my update, the number of uses is from when I started the project and not when I started using the eyeshadow, because I haven't kept track on this one previously. So starting with the first eyeshadow, so this one, this I've used 61 times. So it took me 61 uses to get to this point. There's a huge pan in here. Amongst the eyeshadows, I would say this has the most pan. And then the second eyeshadow, it took me 88 uses. So for this one, there's more pan in there, but less uses over this one. I have more uses here. It's 88 uses. But this one, because I use more product to probably for it to show up, versus this other one in terms of the pigment and the color. So I tend to use less product. The third one, where I didn't have pan in, I used that 26 times. So that's 26 uses. But then the way I was using it is quite different from the other eyeshadows. The fourth eyeshadow, it took me 88 uses. So this is the same as this second shade, but there's less pan showing, and that is because this one I've already used prior to the start of the project. As mentioned, there's already sign of usage over this one. These two, actually, you can barely tell that I've used the eyeshadows. The last one, this one, is another one with the most pan showing, and this one is quite crumbly already. I'm so tempted to repress this one, but I'll leave it as it is for now. So these two, I would say, has the most pan. If I compare the two, probably there's less product in here. But in terms of the pan, it's probably just the same. For this fifth shade, I only used this 40 times. So this is doubled. 88, this is 40. Yeah? But this one, it became a favorite towards the latter part when I was using this eyeshadow palette. Because initially, this is my favorite, this sixth shade or the first shade on the second row. I've used that only 31 times. So these two are my favorites, but between the two, I'd prefer this over this one. I have another eyeshadow that I match it with this one. I wear it together. That's the look. It gives me the look that I like. And this shade has a dupe, or it has a similar shade in another eyeshadow palette that I'm working on this year. It's part of the Years of Usage eyeshadow project pan, but I didn't focus on that eyeshadow palette anymore. Anyway, so this one, I use this more than that other one. And simply because probably I'm hoping I can get to use more of this product, because it may take me some time before I go back and work on this eyeshadow palette. The seventh shade, I used this 52 times. So in terms of the pan, it's comparatively similar to this and this one, but I only use this 52 times. Versus this one, I use this 88 times. Again, because of the shade, I either use more product or less product. Then this one, this is the 8th shade. I've been using this as an eyebrow or to line my eyes. So it's not surprising that even though I've used this 112 times, it doesn't have as much pan as the others. So it's the manner of using this one. This is quite pigmented for me to use as an eyeshadow actually. I need to get very little product if I'm going to do that. But then I've been using this as an eyebrow or as an eyeliner. And then this very pale pink, this one, I used this 31 times. And it has the third, if I count this as first and second, this is the third one with the most pan showing. And this one, I really get a lot of product. I'm very generous with this one. It's not a shade I like. When I started the project, probably after a month, I've already been thinking that I'd like to repurpose this eyeshadow, mix it, franken and a blush with this shade, to mix it with a shade that I want to make as a blush. For those very pigmented blushes that I have, or very quite dark shade, how should I say, very red or very pink shade, this would be a good shade to mix in my mind. But I didn't do that because it's part of the project and I leave it there for now. I'm thinking of creating another Franken blush, so this may end up being used up as part of that one. A reduction in my inventory in terms of the number of eyeshadows I have in my inventory. And the last one, this 10th shade, I've used this 52 times. Amongst the eyeshadows here that have pan, I didn't like is this one. So I guess this one I also didn't like. So these two eyeshadows I don't like. The 3rd shade and this 10th shade. This one, yeah, this is supposedly a purple shade, but it's more of a blackish purple, a blackish violet, but it doesn't look good on my eyes. It looks like I've been punched whenever I wear this. So I try to avoid wearing this. I haven't got a chance to play around and find a way what I can do with this eyeshadow. But anyway, this is what the palette looks like. And I've been thinking, I think I mentioned it in my previous update, that I might not do a Panda palette, but I've decided I'm going to go ahead and still do a Panda palette in 2023. And my goal for 2023 will be different from this year. And even the eyeshadows that I'll be working on. Yeah, let me just give you that as a teaser. I think I'm done with what I've already made up my mind what I'm going to do with 2023, but I'm going to do a Panda palette 2023. So there you go. In terms of my assessment, I think I did quite well, considering there were several months that I actually didn't really wear eye makeup. If I did, it's very subtle, and it was kind of forced to wear makeup for a certain period of time. So yeah, there was a period in this year where I just didn't enjoy, not really enjoy, but I didn't have the energy to to play with my makeup. I was working, I was busy with something else that preoccupied my mind, that was kind of difficult. It's a difficult period in my life. Work, home, stuff, health, everything was just kind of difficult. Hopefully, for next year, things will be a bit different, and I get to post more and update you more on my progress with project planning. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!